Good day and welcome to World Bioeconomy Forum followers from all over the world. Great to have you with us today. We are delighted to be joined by David Brand, who's Chief Executive Officer of New Forests, a sustainable real assets investment company offering leading edge strategies in forestry, land management and conservation. David has 40 years experience in forestry investment, forest management, science and public policy. We were delighted to announce recently that David will join the Forum's advisory board for a 3-year term starting with the 2020 season next year. For those of you who are not aware, our advisory board, this is one of the foundation stones of the World Bioeconomy Forum. The Forum prides itself on the quality, diversity and range of its advisory board members, ensuring that all regions of the world are represented as we all pull together and fight against climate change. As well as David, we also have 3 other new members joining us for the next season, representing Africa, Europe and Russia. And we'll also be running interviews with those new members. So without any further ado, let's introduce David Brand, CEO of New Forests. Good morning and welcome, David, in Australia.
Thanks, Mark. Pleasure to be with you today.
Excellent, excellent. I think we'll start off by can you please just give us a brief description of your background and a bit of history as to how you became operating in the bioeconomy?
Sure. Well, look, I've been a forester all my life and started out in Canada working, in the bush in forestry, and then went back and did a PhD really looking at ecophysiology. And I was really interested in, the issues around climate change, acid rain, biodiversity conservation, and then moved from science into public policy with the federal government of Canada around the time of the Earth Summit. Became engaged in a lot of intergovernmental negotiations around trade and environment issues and trying to understand sustainable forestry and how that could be codified, if you will. And then took an intergovernmental exchange down to Australia, where I worked for a number of years for the government of Australia on sustainable forestry issues. And at that moment, kind of in the middle of my career, I made the decision to switch into investment management. And my aspiration really was that if you want to fix some of these big issues, it's how capital is channeled and invested. And so after 5 years working in a large forestry investment firm, I launched New Forests as a new business, and our aspiration was really to look at how the forestry sector can contribute to the transition to a sustainable future society. And we really have 3 components of our mission. We want to look at the role of forests as a natural climate solution. We want to look at the role of the forestry sector in creating shared value and social justice with rural communities. And we want to support the transition to a circular bioeconomy.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So you're fully immersed in the bioeconomy, the world of the bioeconomy, for sure.
Yeah, we part of our business is, we're vertically integrated. So we do run an operating business, a sawmilling business called Timberlink. We're building now the largest combined mass timber and blue laminated timber facility in Australia. We're building a new hybrid wood plastic manufacturing facility that will take most of the plastic waste in Tasmania and blend it with the sawmill waste to create, a sort of a hybrid plastic wood decking material. So we're really looking to be part of this transition.
Excellent. So you have sort of feet in various camps, investment as well as hands-on experience.
Yeah, and we really like to see how forestry, processing, conservation can all be integrated into investment portfolios.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, welcome to the advisory board. So what are your expectations on joining the World Bioeconomy Forum advisory board?
Well, I think this is, a unique moment in time where the world has finally, I think, gotten serious about decarbonization and, moving towards sustainability. You just look at the scale of investment flows into sustainable investments, and it's amazing. And I would say that the forestry sector is standing, on the verge of a golden era where not only are, we recognized for the fact that we're managing huge ecological assets in terms of carbon sequestration, biodiversity conservation, fresh water regulation, but we're the source of the future renewable materials, and we can, substitute for a whole range of petrochemical materials, fabrics, building systems. Wood, biomass, wood fiber is incredibly versatile, and I think the World Bioeconomy Forum can help create this movement where everyone can come together and push this agenda together.
Excellent. Well, it's great to have you aboard, David. Really good. So your company is a great showcase for the bioeconomy. How do you see the versatile role of forests in terms of the bioeconomy and the mitigation of climate change?
Right. So we think about landscapes, and we're trying to organize landscapes for conservation and production. So on the one hand, ultimately, we need that feedstock, which is going to power the growth of bioeconomy solutions. And so our view is we need the high quality, intensively managed forestry assets. A lot of that, expansion in the Southern Hemisphere and tropics needs to be done on a sustainable basis. So that's one critical piece of our mission. The other is we really need conservation finance, climate finance that can drive an agenda towards conserving the natural ecosystems that we have left, restoring degraded lands, and putting forestry and agriculture into a sustainable management regime. So that's kind of a combined investment strategy that we pursue.
Great, excellent. And obviously Australia and New Zealand, they already have interesting pathways to the bioeconomy. What are your expectations when we could see a World Bioeconomy Forum held in Australia?
Well, I think it's imperative that we do, because Australia and New Zealand are emerging as the second largest region for private investment in forestry after the United States. And there's a real opportunity to expand the forestry sector in both countries, and not only for their domestic consumption, but they sit on the doorstep of Asia. And the opportunity to participate in a transition in China, Southeast Asia, India, into this kind of more sustainable building materials and sustainable materials in society is a huge opportunity. So maybe in the next 3 to 4 years, but definitely we need to host a meeting here.
Excellent. Well, it'll be good when things open up to get down there and see what we can do. That'd be really great. Once again, we're delighted to have you on board the advisory board of the World Bioeconomy Forum. Thanks very much, David, and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. My pleasure.